Hi, this is Mrs. Wagner. I am going to be giving you some information today on how to access different things on Edsby and Clever. So we're going to kind of walk through it a little bit step by step. Hopefully this will answer some questions for parents that are struggling a little bit to find different assignments and links and things like that. Just a little PSA at the beginning. When Clever tells you that your login is wrong or it can't find the login, that is an error message that some people get when Clever has actually crashed because we have so much traffic going to it right now. So just ignore that. Your logins are still all valid. Passwords are valid. It just means that you just have to just wait just a little while and then try again. Also, make sure your cap lock is not on. That's one thing I think, and I've even done that myself where I've been like, why can't I get in? And then I'm like, oh, I've got my caps lock on. So on the school laptops, I know that sometimes it's hard to see because there's just a little light that comes on where it says caps lock. So you just have to make sure that caps lock isn't on, that you're typing numbers where the numbers go. Sometimes zeros look like O's. So anyway, just double check all of that, and if you're doing all of that correctly, then the Clever website is not responding the way that it should, and you just need to wait a little bit and then try again. All right, now having said that, I'm using a tiny laptop to try to give you a picture of a bigger laptop. Hopefully you'll be able to see the screen with my larger laptop. So I'm going to turn the screen now towards the larger laptop and kind of walk you through some things. Here we go. Okay, so hopefully, especially if you zoom in on this picture, you can see what's going on with my laptop here. All right, so first of all, I'm just going to go to the home screen. Just like a student has just signed in, and over here on the left side of the page, you're going to see where it says A. Wagner student. Click here for all assignments. I put an A in front of my name to bring it to the top. Now, if you are in Mrs. Cawthorn's class, you're going to see a place where it says C. Cawthorn's students. Click here. So either way, you're going to click there. Do not click the blue My Work button. There's nothing there for you. If you click the blue My Work button, it's going to take you into a place that you don't need to go. Just click where it says click here. So let's take a look real quick. Here we go. Looking at today's date, Wednesday, April 1st, we have our journal. So underneath our journal, we're going to find some instructions. Now, the first thing that you're going to see is it says, to find the assignments for days prior this week, click above on the word journal. This will take you to the planner. However, you can just go right to the planner, I have found out by experimenting. And you can click on planner. And then go over to the left top under where your teacher's name is. And click today. That's going to take you to today's assignments, or the closest to the last time the assignments were posted. What you need to do at that point then, or at this point, is to scroll up. When you scroll up, you're going to be going back to the prior or the previous days. So in other words, for example, here are Wednesday's assignments. If you could continue to go up, you're going to go into Tuesdays. Notice where it says here, Tuesday Social Studies. And if that's not what you're looking for, you're going to go on up. There's Tuesday Science, Tuesday Math, and then Tuesday's Reading assignments. Now, all of the week's work will be left up until sometime Sunday because I want you to be able to work as you can and then turn things in as you get them completed, but also have until Sunday because I know that a lot of times it's hard to turn them in each day. We have families that we have several children sharing the same computer, parents working on the computer during the day, and the kids don't have access until later that evening, or sometime like that. So that everybody has a chance to get this done, I'm flexible as to when things get turned in. You can turn them in as soon as you see them. That same day, fantastic. The next day, the day following, whatever, but they'll be left up until like Sunday around 5, just to give me time to go and clear out the last week's stuff and put Mondays up for the following week or the next week. So anyway, this is how you find an assignment for a day that is before the day that you're actually on. Is just go back into, like I said, the planner, or you can go into journal and then click planner. But click on planner and then today, and again, that will take you to the when the assignment was posted. Usually, like for April 1st, these assignments were posted for today. I posted them last night, so March 31st is when it would start. See here with the day right here, and that's normally how it's going to be, where I'll do post the assignments for the next day the night before. That way our journals don't get overloaded and newsfeed doesn't get overloaded. Every time I put in the next assignments, it pushes the last ones back into the planner. So let me show you how that works. So I'm going to go up here by the student's name, and I'm going to click home. That's going to take me out of the planner, and I'm going to then go back into where it says A. Wagner students or C. Cawthorn. If you're in Cawthorn's class, click here for all assignments. Again, don't click that blue My Work button. Then I'm going to go back over to journal, and I'm going to look at today's assignments. Now, in case you forget how to do this, to find the assignments for days prior in the week that you're in, you can, it says go to the journal and then the planner, or go right up here, like I said, to planner. Okay. All right. So now that's going to stay down there as a reminder. And then here we see some different things, and those are the standards that we're working on. Those kind of just tell you what the standard is from the state. This is like it's LAFS is just the state of Florida language arts standards. MAFS is the math state of Florida standard. So anyway, so you can scroll down past that, and where you're going to actually start is here where it says to do, and it says Wednesday assignments for all subjects. So I put these all in one place so you don't have to skip around on the home screen to go into each thing where something might be missed. So here it says Wednesday's reading. See how my cursor turns into a hand? Hopefully, I don't know, hopefully you can see that. There's a little bit of a glare. So I'm hoping that this works where you can see everything. But when I put it on the link, the blue link, my cursor turns into a hand, and I can click that if I want to, and it's going to take me to Myon, and then I'm going to have to look for the book by putting it in the search, the title in the search, and hopefully it'll come up. Anyway, then you have directions on exactly what you're supposed to do. And then it says write 3 or more facts you learned by reading these pages in your journal or on a piece of paper, or in the reply section of this assignment. Explain what the section Young Turtles on pages 14 through 17 was mainly about. What I mean by the reply section of this assignment is when you go back to the home screen and you see the submit buttons that go with the different directions here in the journal, which we'll cover that in a few minutes. There's going to be a place that says, I believe it says message to teacher or reply to teacher. That's what I'm talking about. If your child wants to take a picture of their assignment and upload it, that is perfectly fine. If they want to type their answer in where it says, I believe it says message or reply to teacher in the submit box, which I will show you in a minute, that is fine too. So it's very important that you read the directions thoroughly. I'm a skimmer. I like to skim through things, and sometimes I miss important parts of things. So I am trying to read everything very thoroughly now, especially now when I'm trying to learn all of these different technology tricks and things that I need to do to help my e-learners out there. So I'm no longer a skimmer, and you need to read things thoroughly as well, because I think I'm getting questions sometimes, which I love questions. They help me understand what's going on out there with you guys and what I need to kind of go in and tweak and how I can make things easier and more user-friendly. And if it's beyond my pay grade, I can ask somebody to help. So anyway, but if you will just kind of practice having your child and you read things very thoroughly together in the directions, that will help a lot. So now it tells you exactly what you're going to do to show me that, for your child to show me that they have learned what they need to learn for this part of the reading. So now we can go down to Wednesday writing. And in the writing, it says, it tells them exactly what to do. And again, these assignments, or these are just, the journal contains just the directions. The assignment part of it, where you're actually going to do something, will be in the submit piece, which I will show you in a minute. And most of you have already located that. So anyway, here we go. So we're reading the directions. Now here we come to math. Math has been kind of an issue for everybody, and I understand. I inserted in Wednesday's directions screenshots of like a step-by-step thing of how to get to where you need to go in Clever. I'm also going to go into Clever before the end of this video and go over that as I click through. But these are screenshots. These are not live links to get to where you need to go. They're just screenshots to show you what the screen should look like and then what your next step is. Okay, so this basically tells you to find this icon in Clever, click on it, then it's going to bring up a screen that looks like this, which you probably can't see from my side. Maybe you can, I'm not sure. Anyway, it's going to bring this up where it's Envision Florida Mathematics 2020 grade 2, but when you're in your child's Edsby, you'll be able to see this clearly in the journal part, which is where all of our directions for assignments are contained that I put in there. So basically then it's going to show you step by step which screen you should be in, what you should click on. And then it's going to ask you then to complete the assignment by going to the home page and finding the submit button that goes along with the math. Now notice on Wednesday's math, there are no links to worksheet pages here. I will still be occasionally putting links into like a YouTube video and things like that, but there are no links to the worksheet pages here. I'm going to show you in a minute why. Again, now here's Wednesday Science. It tells you what the science assignment is. It tells you to go click on this icon in Clever and to make sure that your drop down box, you click right here and look for the science grade 2, and then from there you're going to look for the lesson. It actually tells you some different lessons, and these say, I believe, like they're numerical units. So anyway, the one that you're looking for this time, it says go to lesson or go to unit 10, which is right here, and then once unit 10 comes up, go to lesson 3, and then it's going to give you the directions of what you should do after you read the lesson, after your child reads the lesson. And social studies is very similar, except when you get to the same drop down box, you're going to click on it and you're going to look for the social studies for grade 2. And then it'll tell you which magazine to go to. These aren't called units, they're called magazines. And then it's going to tell you what you need to do once you get to the submit portion. So now we have read the directions. Here's a great thing to do as well. If you are able to, if you can copy and paste what is in our journal, the directions, starting with the to-do portion, then you can put it onto a Word document or Notepad or whatever it is that you use, and then print it out so that you don't have to keep going back and forth between the two, between Edsby and Clever. So that might help. So we'll try that and see if that helps. So now let's say that we have gone into Clever, we've read what we're supposed to read, we've read in Mayon, we have our directions in front of us. Let's click on Home by your child's name. When you see these, oops, it took it away from me for a second. Hold on, it's going to think for a minute and hopefully bring it back up. Let's see if I can help it out. Nope. When you see black lines through an assignment, that just means, oh wait, I think it took me somewhere else. That just means that assignment has been completed. So as you complete and submit assignments, you'll see that they're crossed through. All right, let's see what happened with this. So when you see your submit buttons, those take you have to make sure that the submit button, here we go, corresponds to the assignment directions that you are going to complete from the journal. So let's look down here. All right, so we see Wednesday math, and when we hover over this, we see that a little box comes up and asks us if we want to view more, and we're going to view more. Now here it gives you directions. This goes with the Wednesday math independent practice. So the only thing that has to be turned in for the Wednesday math is this worksheet. Now when I click on this worksheet, fingers crossed, it's going to take me to the actual worksheet. It's not a link where you have to sign in or all that stuff. Figured out how to do this late last night. So here we go. You can go ahead and print this out, or if you have an iPad and you want to use your iPen and complete it and do screenshot it and submit it, that is totally fine. Or like I said, you can print it out, your child can complete it, and then you can take a couple of pictures and upload it. This is all that needs to be turned in, what you're seeing right here. The other things that you were supposed to do in Clever are all, that your child is supposed to do in Clever, are all just to learn the concept. Okay, so let's talk about that now. I'm going to go into Clever, and I'm going to have my directions hopefully printed out in front of me. And I'm going to scroll down until I see the Pearson Realize icon for math. Now I'm going to click on it. Okay, and you're going to see a screen like this. Okay, now I'm going to click right here where it says Florida Mathematics 2020 Grade 2. And then it's hopefully going to come up. Now here's a nice little green icon. It's the Envision Florida Mathematics 2020 Grade 2. I'm going to click there. And there's a lot of topics. Well, in your directions, it tells you that we're working on topic 11. So that's where we're going to go. Subtracting within 1,000 using models and strategies. So we're going to click there. Now, the different lessons for that unit 11 are going to pop up. So here we go. Today, Wednesday, we're going to click on 11.3. So you'll find the lesson that corresponds with the directions that you went over in the journal, and you click on that lesson. Now, there are some really cool things here. One of the first things that I want you to do, though, before your child starts to actually do any of the work, I want you to go into the visual learning. The visual learning will pull up a video. It's a short video usually. And it will walk your child through the concept for that day.
Start by showing 335 using hundreds, tens, and ones. 335 has 3 hundreds, 3 tens, and 5 ones.
Okay, so you can see how this video
start by taking away hundreds
is
tens,
going to walk your child through the new concept. Now, there's another really cool video down here that breaks it down for them a different way. See any icon here that has the little video that you can click on to start? That's going to be a video, and like I said, just short little videos. So here's another one. And again, it's about a minute. And
Daniel, we need to find 456 minus 228. What can we use
those are two ways for your child to learn about the concept before they actually go in and do any practice. Now they can go into the interactive student edition, and there are some different pages they can take a look at. But where it says interactive additional practice, that's going to be really important. So the 2 videos and then the interactive additional practice. Now there's nothing that you have to screenshot and turn in to me for this. The only thing you have to turn in is the independent practice worksheet that's contained in the submit button. This is just to help your child actually work on learning this concept. Now here, this is the same sheet that you're going to do. So it kind of gives you a peek at the worksheet. And then, let me find the other one. I believe it's up here. Okay, so let's look at this one. It's going to pull this up in the Interactive Student Edition. And you're going to see that there's a place, where'd it go? Toward the top. There should be, where you can click on the tools, the math tools. And they can actually go in and use the math tools like kind of as virtual manipulatives. Again, this is not anything that has to be turned in. So all you have to do is just let your child have a way to practice this with the math manipulatives so that they can get familiar with what they're doing. And it's what we would use the actual manipulatives at school, but here they're just using a different type of tool, the virtual tool basically. So it's a good way. So if you go in and you just kind of explore these different pages, look for like the math tool icon when it pops up over here to the top to the right. It looks like a little wrench. So you can click on that there, and then let's see, solve and share. This one's a good one. This one may be the one. Aha, the solve and share is where the tools are. Okay, so over here where I'm pointing here to the little wrench, you click on that and it's going to bring up math tools. Now, unless you've already watched the video, you're not really going to know which tools they're using. So for this lesson, for example, you will know that they're using the place value blocks if your child has already watched the videos, which they should do at the very beginning of the lesson. So then you click on that, and again on place value blocks, and it's going to bring up these blocks. So you can kind of take this window and move it over to the side, look at the equation and what you're being asked, your child is being asked to do. And then they can use these manipulatives by clicking and dragging the different ones to actually work the problem. So it's kind of neat, and they can do this as many times as they need to. Also, they can go in, or you can, since you're the parent, you need to be the one to go into YouTube. If you need additional help, go in and search for the content area that we're working on, which is using the place value blocks to subtract 3-digit numbers. So you can Google that as parent in YouTube, and if you need additional help, there's a lot of videos in there, and Google it for 2nd grade. I'm also going to send out some things on some different math websites that are appropriate. So let's say that we've done this and we've practiced and practiced and we think we have this concept down now, that's where we're going to go back into Edsby at the end and go into submit and pull up our math worksheet. And like I said, this is the only thing that has to be turned in to show evidence of learning this concept. So you would, like I said, print this out or work it over on an iPad and screenshot it. If you print it out, just take a picture, upload the picture into submit. And we're going to go back into submit now and take a look. Here we go. So here you can click on the camera to take a photograph or upload a photograph, or no, actually take a photograph. This is where if you've taken a photograph and you've saved it to your computer, you can go into browse your computer and then get that document and attach it. And then all you have to do is submit. So like I said, with this right here, we're good because we don't have to count on some links that sometimes don't work or send you to a different area that it says you can't sign into, and it's just nuts. So we're gonna go from here with that. Also, I'll embed here and there as we go along in the math area and science and social studies some different YouTube videos too that your child can go into and watch some short videos on the different content that we're learning. So that takes us then to another one. Let's look at the submit for writing today. So going into that one, this is where I said that you can actually either write it in a journal, piece of paper, and take a picture and upload it, or you can write it right here in the message to teacher section. Your child can type their answer in and submit it, easy peasy, it's done. I save it as evidence of learning for them in their evidence of learning folder, and we're good to go. So that should hopefully cover a lot of the areas that we've been having trouble with. Let's take a look real quick though in the Clever portal for our science. Here we go. So this is the icon that's in the instructions in the journal, and I'm going to go ahead and click on it. And hopefully it's going to take me to the page we need to go to. Okay, so let's see where it says social studies. I'm going to click the drop down box here and I'm going to choose HMH Florida Science Grade 2 because I want to go into science. Now it's going to show me the different units, and I know I need to go past these, so I'm going to go over here where my cursor is to the right side and click on Unit 10 where the alligator is for life cycles, because that's what we're working on right now. And it's going to take me into some different lessons. It's going to think about it for a little bit. Okay. So right now it's thinking about it, but theoretically it's supposed to pull up, and it's taking a while. It will do this occasionally as more and more people have to access this at the same time. But what's supposed to happen is it's going to pull up and you're going to be able to choose the lesson, go into that lesson, and access some of the different things by clicking. Aha! Okay, here we go. So lesson 1, I think for today, we were at lesson, let's see, 3. So anyway, you're going to go through the book and you're going to look at the different lessons. Okay, so we went into, I believe 2 was yesterday, how does a bean plant grow, and then what are some plant life cycles. And so as you go through the book, your child will read and learn about whatever the topic is for the day. The same thing with social studies. So if we go back here and go backwards, we can use the drop down box to go into our social studies links. And Here's grade 2. So I'm going to click on that. And then I'm going to find the magazine that we're in, which right now is Magazine 4, Communities and Resources. And that again is in the directions. And then your child will be able to use this over here and go through the different reading materials so that they can answer the question for that day. Okay, so I'm trying to think of anything else, any other glitches that there could possibly be at this point. I'm sure there will still continue to be many, but hopefully this has helped a little bit. Whenever there is an assignment that you cannot get to, that you've tried and tried, you can't get to it, and just don't stress over it. I am extremely flexible. I know that we're going to run into a lot of different glitches, and I understand that, and nobody is going to be penalized for that. So just do what you can do. If I can help you, I will. If it's a website issue, unfortunately, that is way above my pay grade, and I'm not able to take care of it if you can't log into Clever or Edsby. I wish I could. That would be great, but I can't. But if it has something to do with you not understanding something that I have written into our directions in our journal in Edsby, or if it has to do with just anything that I have actually done that you need to clarify, please let me know, because I'll be more than happy to help you with that. That I can do. Again, there will be times you can't get into Clever, and as long as you know that you're typing in, or your child is typing in their login correctly, and which is their lunch number or / student ID, and their password correctly, and the cap lock is not on, then it's a website problem, and it's just going to be a matter of check back later. And if you continue to check back and you can't get into it, it's okay. I totally understand. Go on and do a different assignment and just turn in what you can, and we're good. Okay, so hopefully this has helped, and if you have any other questions, please let me know. We will have Zoom meetings. I'd like to have a Zoom meeting for Mrs. Cawthorn's students Saturdays at 10:45, Saturday morning at 10:45. I would like to have a Zoom meeting for my students, Ms. Wagner students, Saturdays at 10 o'clock on Zoom. I will send the links out that morning so that you guys can get into it. Even if you don't have questions, still please show up, because I want you guys to and I'm talking to the students now, I want you guys to be able to see each other, see your classmates, and know that you're still a class and we're still a community, and we're all in this together. So I don't want us to feel isolated. So the Zoom meetings are not graded, but they're very, very important. So again, Mrs. Wagner's class, Saturday mornings at 10, and Mrs. Cawthorn's class, Saturday mornings at 10:45. And if you have a time conflict with that because you're working or something's going on, let me know so that I can schedule something different. Hopefully those Saturday mornings will work, because I know, like I said, a lot of parents are working from home, a lot of kids are doing assignments during the week, and a lot of people sharing the computer. So that's why our meetings are just once a week, and our meetings are on Saturdays, in hopes that parents are off work, and in hopes that the computer is a little more accessible. So hopefully I will see you there. Thank you very much. Bye.